A very good morning, dear students. I, Rima Mitra Sinha, welcome you back to History class. Hope you all are safe and sound and enjoying your online classes. Now, children, let us jump into our topic. As we discussed in last session, today we will be starting with the theme 2, that is the Vedic civilization, which include chapters the early Vedic civilization and the later Vedic civilization.
So let's start our journey of theme 2 with chapter 5, the early Vedic civilization. We will be dealing this chapter in two sessions. In part 1, we will be introduced to Aryans and when did they come to India? How many Vedic literature are there? We will see the political organization during the early Vedic period. We will throw light on society of early Vedic period. We will look into the family life and kinship of early Vedic period. We will see the position of women in the society of the Vedic period. And finally, we will close session 1 with what are the main food of Arya. In part 2, we will be dealing with recreation, dress, religion, class system, economic life. Before we start our session, let's go and have a look into audio visual.
Today, let's take a brief look at the Vedic Age. But before we get into the Vedic Age, we need to talk a little bit about the Aryans. We know that some of the earliest excavations in India date back to 2200 BC and are associated with the Indus Valley civilization. Now, around 1800 BC, the urban or city based civilization in the Indus Plains declined. A new culture and civilization emerged in India with the coming of the Aryans. The Aryans came from the Russian steppes in the area around Caspian Sea. The people who lived in this area spoke languages that are now recognized as part of the Indo-European family of languages. The Aryans entered India from Central Asia between 2000 BC and 1500 BC. This large group of nomadic cattle herders crossed the Hindu Kush mountains and came in contact with the Indus Valley civilization. Soon they settled down in India and began to spread their empire, pushing previous inhabitants deeper south. But how do we know so much about the Aryans? We read about them in the Vedas. The Vedas are the most important source of information about the Aryans. Written between 1000 to 500 BC, the Vedas have provided historians quite a bit of information about the Aryans. There are four Vedas in all: Rig Veda, Samaveda, Yajurveda, and Atharva Veda. The Rig Veda is the oldest of these and contains 1028 hymns dedicated to gods such as Agni, Varun, and Indra. The period when the Vedas were written and when the Vedic way of life thrived is called the Vedic Age. This period roughly lasted somewhere between 1500 BC and 600 BC. It is divided into two major parts: the later Vedic Age, which lasted from 1000 BC to 600 BC, and the early Vedic Age, which spanned the 500 years before 1000 BC.
Hope you have enjoyed the audio visual. So as we have seen that Vedic period has been divided into two periods. Early Vedic period, that is between 1500 and 1000 BCE, when Aryans settled in India, and the later Vedic period, which is between 1000 and 500 BCE, when Aryan developed and started using iron and other metals. Around 1500 BCE, the Indus Valley civilization had begun to decline, and it was around this time that Aryans arrived in northern India. They have come into conflict with the indigenous inhabitants called the Dasas and the Dasayus and took over their land. Most historians believe that in northeast Iran or Central Asia was inhabited by semi nomadic tribes and were called Aryan. It is supposed that due to difficulties in their original homeland, the Aryans migrated to other places. Some moved to Europe, others to Western Asia, and some came to India. The Aryans who settled in India is known as Indo-Aryans. So children, please remember who is known as Indo-Aryans. The Aryans who settled in India is known as Indo-Aryans. The Aryans entered India in stages and took several centuries to bring India under their control. They first settled in Sapt Sindhu, that is the region of seven rivers, as visible in the map with pink color shows the area of Indus Valley civilization. However, this was named as Brahmavarta, which means land of gods. Aryans gradually moved ahead and settled in the Gangetic Valley. The entire region under their control was renamed as Aryavarta. The green color on the map shows the region of Aryavarta, which means land of Aryans. The main source of information about Aryans is the religious literature called the Veda. It is also regarded as important source of information about the Vedic civilization, and the period during which Aryans lived is referred to as Vedic age. The Vedas are treasure house of knowledge and collective wisdom of Aryans. There are four Vedas: Rig Veda, Samved, Yajurved, and Atharved. Each of these Vedas was first composed verbally over a period of 100 years and was orally handed down from generation to generation. This continued for several centuries before they were finally recorded in books. As we have seen, there are four Vedas: Rig Veda, Atharved, Samved, and Yajurved. Each of these Vedas was first composed verbally over a period of 100 years and was orally handed down from generation to generation. This continued for several centuries before they were finally recorded in books. Rig Veda. The Rig Veda is the oldest and the most important Veda. It contains 10,500 mantras, 1028 slokas arranged in 10 mandalas. Most of the slokas are written in the praise of God. Samved. The Samved contains 1549 hymns to be sung at the time of yajnas, and the most of these are taken from the Rig Veda. Yajurved. The Yajur Veda is also called the book of sacrificial prayers. It consists of principles and practices of yajnas and sacrifices. Atharveda contains hymns dealing with special customs, rituals, and prayers. Other major religious books of Vedic period are the Brahmanas. Brahmanas are the several ancient Hindu religious prose texts that explain the relationship of the Vedas to sacrificial ceremonies. These Brahmanas contain information about the rituals and philosophies that date back to an ancient Vedic civilization. Upanishads, they are considered by the Hindus to contain truths concerning the nature and ultimate reality and describing the character and form of human salvation. Puranas. The Puranas consist of narratives on the history of the universe, genealogies of kings, sages, description of Hindu cosmology, philosophy, etc. They are 18 in number. Ramayana Hindus regard Lord Rama and Lord Krishna as the incarnation of one supreme god, that is Vishnu. The story of the heroic deeds of Lord Rama of Ayodhya is contained in Ramayana. It is the finest example of epic poem and comprises of 21,000 slokas or couplets. Mahabharata is the longest epic poem in the world. It contains 1 lakh slokas. It is believed to be the work of Vedvyas, but due to interpolation in different eras, it seems as though the work is not compiled by a single individual. They tell us a great deal about the social, religious, economic, and political life of the people during this period. The Aryans were organized into many tribes called Janas. Each tribe settled in a particular area. The Jana consisted of a number of villages called Gramas. The village was looked after by a headman called Gramini. Each village consisted of a number of families. People were loyal to the tribe to which they belonged. Very often, different tribes fought against one another. Each tribe had its own chieftain or Rajan. The chief of the tribe was Rajan. He was elected by the tribe for his bravery and he ruled according to the wishes of his tribesmen. He fought wars and offered prayers to God on behalf of his people. People offered voluntary tribute to the Rajan. Since there was no regular army, all adult males fought for the honor of their respective tribes. The Purohit or the chief priest performed religious ceremonies and advised him on religious issues. The Gramini kept the Rajan informed about the developments in his village. The Rajan was assisted by many officials. The Senani or the commander of the army helped him in his military duties. There were 2 tribal assemblies, Sabha and Samiti. The Sabha was a council of elder and important members of the tribe. It advised the Rajan on important issues. The Samiti was a general assembly where all the members of the tribe participated. Anyone could speak about the problems concerning the tribe. They advised and guided the king and also kept a check on the powers of the Rajan. Women also took part in these assemblies. They were respected in Rig Vedic society. Women attended the Samiti meetings and participated in religious ceremonies. The family had a great importance in the Aryan society, and the Aryans lived in villages. They had a joint family system. The head of the was known as Grihapati. I used a term Grihapati here occurring in Vedic literature and is assumed that since the term literally means head or master of a griha means your household, it must have been the designation of the head of the joint patriarchal family or household. Thus, it was a patriarchal system of family. The decision of Grihapati was fine and was a binding on all the other members. So, dear students, this practice is still prevalent in our house, in our society even, isn't it? Yes, you just take an example of from your family and see, isn't your grandfather's or father's word are a binding on all other members of your family. Position of woman. Women were highly respected in the Aryan or Rigvedic society. Dear students, here I have used a word that is monogamy. What does it mean? It means the custom of being married to only one person at a particular time. They were allowed to receive education. Some women have composed hymns. Hymns are the song sung in praise of God. It was not possible to complete any religious ceremony in the absence of women. Women had freedom to choose their partner through the practice of Swamvar. Swamvar was the ceremony in which women chose their husband. Widow remarriage was allowed and child marriage was unknown. Aryan's diet was nutritious. The main diet of Aryan consisted of wheat, barley, maize, fruits, and vegetables. Along with wheat, barley, maize, fruits, and vegetables, they consumed milk and dairy products. Sura was a type of liquor which was drunk on common festive occasions. Soma was drunk only on special religious ceremonies. Meat was eaten occasionally.
Thank you, dear student. Let us close today's session here. Hope the topic covered today is clear to you. We will cover rest of the topic in the second session. I, Rima Mitra Sinha, signing off today. Till we meet again. Bye. Take care. Stay safe and healthy.